What's up guys, it's Offbeat here, back with another episode of Talking Shop, where I speak to creative people and find out how they turn their passion into a living. This week I'm joined by Chris and Tom from Captain Flatcap, and we talk about all sorts of different stuff, but particularly paying attention to the new album which they just released, and by the time you watch this it should be out, and just going into depth about that really from an artist's point of view and all the different factors that are involved there. As always, this video is just a highlight, so if you want to catch the full interview, it's an hour long, and you can check it out for free at my website, iamoffbeat.com/talkingshop. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this interview with Chris and Tom and Captain Flatcap. I always do my cheesy little intro, it's really unnatural where I say, so Chris, Tom, thanks very much for joining me.
It's all right, man. It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely.
Cool, nice one. Yeah, well, cheers for coming down. I guess the first question I always ask with these interviews is who or what is Captain Flatcap?
So Captain Flatcap started when I started making dance music, and it very quickly became a live thing, and decided to get Tom on board and find a way of like making our dance music tunes performable live. Teamed up with our old percussionist Gareth, who used to play cajon and a bit of like extra percussion, cymbals, tambourine, stuff like that. And we started making kind of, I suppose you'd call it vintage remix in a broad sense.
Okay, awesome. And the two of you guys are brothers as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And the third member, who
so now we're playing with Matt.
Yeah.
He's been with us for 2 years now, just over 2 years. He actually plays full drum kit.
Okay.
It kind of gave us an opportunity to try something a little bit different, and I think it's worked really well.
Yeah.
Yep.
It makes the whole thing sound a lot more kind of live, even though essentially like a lot of it is pre-recorded, like all the synths and bass lines.
I think it gives it more power. That's really.
Listen, pussycat, I'm trying to take a nap, a little beauty rest, and you're driving me nuts.
As you guys know, the sort of focus of these interviews is the business side of things. So first and foremost, what is your representation in terms of like, do you have a label, do you have a manager, do you have a booking agent? See you wearing a Scour Records t-shirt.
We've been keeping that quiet for a while now, but so we've just hooked up with Scour. We've had a freebie on one of their compilations before, but like the album's coming out on Scour Records. It's the first like official release that we've put out with them. It's actually the first album that they've put out as well.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a landmark for them as well, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's really nice to kind of have that sort of collaboration feeling with them that we're helping each other out.
Yeah, so we've got like a kind of mutual significance, I suppose.
Yeah.
So
that's the label.
Is the label we're working with at the moment, but we've had EPs out on Rockstar Records before. Lee from Rockstar is still working as an agent for us, but not solely. We're getting a few gigs through Diplomats of Sound and Chris Tofu's Continental Drifts as well.
So you've got maybe like 3 different booking agents. It sounds like that's really interesting.
Yeah.
And then do you still book stuff yourself as well?
We do, yeah. We started doing this more recently.
So essentially, if the agency finds the gig for us, then wicked. Obviously, like they'll take a cut of it and like they can sort all the paperwork out and stuff and deal with all of that, all the boring stuff, sending out tech specs and stage plans.
Fair enough. Is your 15% cut of stuff, but quite often we might find that we've got a gig solely from our own output, whether it's they've been to a gig and have contacted our agent directly, but just because we were at the gig, then it's a bit like, well, why are you getting the 15% cut? Like we can just take this ourselves. That being said, you can't underestimate the skills of an agent in negotiating terms, and I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that I don't understand involved. So.
And so that's like label and booking agent. What about management? Do you have like a manager?
No, we haven't got any management at the moment.
Okay.
I mean, I suppose you could say that we're kind of sharing that kind of workload.
So is that something you would like to get as you grow? Then is you would like manage it?
I guess
I think so.
Yeah, as like the workload becomes more, and again,
But,
it's
I mean, you can get a manager to get more of a workload.
Yeah, that's true. But essentially, I want to keep my job to writing music and performing music, I suppose. So yeah.
Cool. Well, that leads nicely into the album then. So let's talk about that. So
wicked.
Let's have the basics first of all. So like release date, name.
Oh shit! I should have
If you've
written
got
it
those
down.
things.
So we actually only got the confirmed release date actually yesterday, because the promos have gone out to the VIP promo list, so it's not even the full promo list has gone out yet. I think that's going to happen next week. 28th? It's 28th of
No, 24th. 24th November is 1 week exclusive on Juno, and then the following week.
2 weeks exclusive on Juno. Oh well, yeah. Sorry, go on.
Following week, the physical CD will be released, and we're pushing that quite a bit because we've put a lot of effort into it, free poster and all that, and it looks really nice. Following week, all other outlets.
Cool. So just in time for Christmas, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I was starting to worry that it wasn't going to get out in time for Christmas. There'd been some delays. There's been delays for forever.
Yeah, we wanted to do it sort of in the springtime, but things get delayed, and we decided with James that it would be better not to do it during the summer.
Yeah, we basically had it ready mid-festival season, and he was kind of probably wait till the end of the festival season when people are kind of back behind their computers, ready to click the buy button.
So is there any sort of theme to the album, or anything to kind of link the tunes, or is it more of a collection of different sounds?
It's more of a kind of collection, but because of the nature of Captain Flatcap, I suppose, it's almost like a portfolio album in the sense that we got tunes like Captain Flatcap's definition is with swing, ska, funk, and different BPMs. So that's kind of, I think, partly what we've gone for with the album is not having necessarily a theme.
Yeah, a lot
just
of the
fundamentally dance music with instruments and different genres.
And any features or collaborations on there that people can?
4.
Yeah. Okay.
There was actually we went pretty nuts initially. Like I said, I had all these old projects, and the easiest thing to do was start some collaborations. It's quite a common thing. People have got projects that they need help with, so they'll send it to another producer and be like, "Do you want to collaborate on this? Help me finish it off because I'm stuck." So we sent a bunch of stuff out, and probably half the people came back to us.
Awesome.
It was probably quite good. If everyone come back to us, it would have basically been a feature on every track.
Yeah.
So we've got Too Many T's. Kind of similar thing with Great Scott
Yeah,
collaboration.
because you've just done that recently, haven't you?
Yeah, so that's a
on the album?
single from the album.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 2 more collaborations. You did one with William Breakspear, and I did one with my girlfriend Izzy, who's done some vocals for a swingy track that I've done.
Going back to the album, in terms of promoting it, marketing it, and stuff like that, is that something that you're leaving predominantly to the label to do, or have you got your own strategy for doing that?
We're working in conjunction with them, which
definitely.
is nice to say.
Yeah, James is really good, just generally posting around online in relevant kind of pages and forums and stuff.
And he's got such a deep knowledge, I think, of social media promotion, so that's really good to draw on. He tries to sync everything, synchronize all the posts with us so that it will get maximum reach, whatever. So yeah, we're working in conjunction with him on a lot of the social media and internet side. But we've got stuff that we're doing ourselves, obviously.
Yeah, we're just doing everything we can,
this
really.
interview and getting in contact with friends. It's all about having friends, you know.
Yeah, just linking up with all the connections we've made, and there's a few other people that have got radio shows and stuff, and trying to get little interviews with them, or do like little reviews and like pieces on the album.
We'll play the album on your radio show. And
Yeah, I'm gonna do
talk about it.
Yeah, we're gonna do an album special
Nice.
as soon as the album's out on the Vintage Remix show on KNFM, and just kind of talk through each track of the album, just tell everyone a little insight, just do a bit of the history about it, and like play through the whole thing. Yeah,
Just do anything you can, really.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So last bit then I always ask people is about advice for other people in similar situations. So first and foremost, I guess, from like a DJ or production point of view, what would you say to someone kind of getting started who wants to like grow their audience and get like a name for themselves?
The way-
to give any advice.
The way we kind of got noticed was a combination of two tunes that we did. The first was Funky Farmers, the first tune that we did for Captain. You did.
That was literally the first tune we did. Yeah.
And a video came with that. Videos are an amazing way to get noticed. People watch stuff.
Yeah.
Especially for us, I think it like goes over a lot of people's heads, like what's going on when they just listen to our tunes. I remember when that video came out, and you had a lot of people being like, "Oh, I didn't realise, like, yeah, you guys are a band, like, and that you were actually recorded the flute for this, and like this, that, and the other."
Yeah. So it was that in combination with our Dragons remix, because the Dragons remix was the first kind of electro swing thing that we'd done, and it was a remix of a big artist.
Okay.
Caravan Palace,
which
just
I
in case
think-
anyone's wondering.
Yeah, and so those remixes of big artists, I think, quite often do very well.
And actually, it's mad how few remixes there are of like Caravan Palace and Power of Stella and people like that. I mean, every now and then I'll have a little like search around, maybe like how few quality remixes there are. Maybe I should rephrase that. But yeah, if there's quality remixes, like they come up further when you search for it on YouTube. You know.
Yeah.
They start doing better, and more people see them.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely say remix people that are big.
Yeah. That kind of leads nicely on to the next bit of advice question, which is for a small band, again, looking to kind of increase their profile. Like,
I'd say even for band or even just a producer DJ like that, the big one for me personally is just making connections. Like I said earlier, I just want to meet as many people, and it's really nice. Like as you start to meet more people in the scene, and these people that kind of before you might have had like this kind of persona of them as this like, I don't want to say like a famous person, but like you think like it's a big deal, like meeting them, and then you meet them and they're like, oh, you're just a dude, and then you're like, oh, I'm just a dude as well. Like there's no difference. You know?
I totally know what you mean about that sort of like starstruck thing, because like when I first got into it and was meeting people, I was like, oh my god, it's so and so, and now like I'm mates with a lot of them, and it's
exactly.
And that's not
It's a really nice feeling.
Yeah. And it stands you in good stead because you do realise that everyone is just a person, no matter how big they are. And like in all walks of life, you can apply that. You know, so if you meet someone else who you sort of hold in high esteem or whatever, it's much easier to remember, well, they're just a person. Because I know lots of people who are just people.
Yeah.
So yeah, just make connections. Like
a massive thing.
Don't worry about going up to that person and having a chat to them. Like I'm definitely one for getting on it at festivals and just going and chatting to everyone, like introducing myself. And it's really humbling the amount of times that like someone goes, oh yeah, I know you did that track or whatever. I'm like, what? How do you even know that?
Yeah,
That's
you'll
nuts.
be surprised.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And then last, I don't know how much you know about my music, but like any advice that you could give me for what I'm doing and how I could kind of progress that?
Maybe have more kind of like breaks in the vocals, I'd say. Like, like you had a verse or a chorus or whatever, and then like have a little like bridgey bit where it's just like instrumental for a bit or something. I remember thinking that.
Contrast of structure, I think it's important. So you've got to have like real hooks and then bits where it gets a little bit more complicated, space for it to breathe.
That is definitely a good bit of advice, like having more kind of breathing room. And because my stuff is, I've noticed now, as I've kind of matured with it, when I listen back, I'm sort of like, it's just me rapping for a little bit. which I want to hear, obviously. But yeah, from like a musical point of view, it'd be cool to.
Because I suppose that'll bring a different audience in as well.
Yeah.
Because people who like rap but might get a bit much for them, sort of thing, will enjoy the chorus a lot, and that contrast will bring them into it.
So just finally then, any like shout outs or plugs other than the album or the album as well?
Yeah, obviously huge shout out to James Spinforth at Scout Records. You're an absolute dude. Thank you. It's an absolute pleasure
All
to
the
be
collaborators.
Yeah, everyone that's collaborated on the album
All
as
the
well.
artists.
Yeah, it's been awesome working with you guys and everyone else in the scene that's kind of helped us over the years.
Everyone
you know
in
who
the
you
scene.
are.
Yeah.
Everyone that's booked us and encouraged us. Big
Sweet.
up.
Everyone in the scene.
Yeah, it's a fairly extensive list.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of shout outs then.
Everyone.
Where can people find you guys? What social networks are you on? What ones are you most active on?
Facebook's probably the best thing.
Yep. And then SoundCloud, we're quite on it with making sure all our tunes are up there. But we'll start using Bandcamp a little bit more as the album comes out as well. We've also got YouTube, and we are going to have a couple of videos to go with tracks from the album coming out as well. So subscribe on that as well.
Well, that's it. Thanks very much, guys.
Oh, thank you, man.
It's been a pleasure coming down.
Really look forward to hearing the album.
Cheers, guys.
Nice one.
So there you go. Some really interesting stuff from Captain Flatcap about what it's like to release an album from an artist's point of view. If you haven't already, go and check it out. Go and grab a copy and support these guys. It should be available by now. I've heard it. It's amazing. So yeah, definitely go and grab a copy and show these guys some love. As I said at the start of the video, this is just a highlight, so if you want to catch the full interview, it's an hour long, you can listen to it for free at my website, iamoffbeat.com/talkingshop. And I'll be back with another episode soon, and thanks very much for watching. Cheers.